Hello everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Season of Discovery, featuring a Human Paladin. If you're new here, feel free to enjoy the relaxing commentary of today's episode in the background. And, as always, I hope you are all doing well, and I thank you for joining me today. It means a lot. In the previous episode, we continued to progress through our 50s within the Ungoro crater. And after finally turning in our extensive collection of soil, dinosaur bones, and scales, we now look to take a break from the crater to find adventure elsewhere. We return to the Eastern Kingdoms to finish off what remains within the hinterlands. Let's get started. We've currently got quests for the hinterlands that came from all over Azeroth, pretty much. We've got one more additional quest to pick up here at Airy Peak in the Altar of Zul.
What's on your mind? Say it.
We're definitely going to be handling that. We have to go all the way over to the eastern coast to defeat Camarita. And I could have sworn there was something else to do here as well. Maybe it's just these two for now. Okay, now we also have to collect the Violet Tragon from Valorwind Lake. So that's where we're going to head first, and then the Altar of Zul afterwards. We're kind of in a weird position right now with our quest log. We've got a ton of different zones that have like maybe 3 or 4 quests remaining within them, if that. So we're going to be kind of hopscotching around the world the next episode or so. Before we return to the crater, and I would like to hit level 52 at least before we start taking on places like the Western Plaguelands. Before we start getting into some combat, we have some rune updates to go over real quick. We have a new chest rune that we're going to be using in Hallowed Ground. This is one of the new runes that was added to replace Seal of Martyrdom. It makes it so that our consecration now heals basically us in this case, but all party members if we're in a group, for 200% of its damage. This heals for a lot when you pull 4 or 5 enemies. Enough so that we've replaced our boot rune with Guarded by the Light once again. Guarded by the Light combined with Seal of Wisdom should give us plenty of mana to consistently spam consecration, which is historically a very expensive ability to press. But this makes it so we can basically spam it all the time. We are approaching Valorwind Lake now. Let's collect that herb that we're looking for. Speaking of which, we're going to want to also use our evergreen pouch once again. I've been trying to use this in between episodes as well, so that we can collect our 10 Moro grain. This is for a quest that I think is specific to the Herbalism profession that we picked up all the way in Darnassus. And it was related to our Ungoro crater quests because we do need Ungoro soil in order to collect this herb. The unfortunate part about it is it could give you a random herb instead. We kind of got lucky in the beginning with our first few tries. We picked up all 6 of this Moro grain pretty immediately. Since then, we've only been getting regular herbs, which has not been ideal. Let's go grab one of these violet dragons, and then we can head over to the altar of Zool. I believe this quest is turned in Tanaris in Gadgetzan, all the way on the opposite end of the world. And let's travel to the altar of Zool and find that Griffin Master. It's a lot smaller than I would have imagined. Pull some enemies together and try out our new runes. That is if they run out of mana, of course, and actually start meleeing us. The new runes are definitely not perfect. They work out fabulously the more enemies that we have. Problem is, if you don't have a lot of enemies, your consecration becomes kind of not great. And Guarded by the Light can definitely be a frustrating rune, since we have to wait for the effect to disappear. We can't even right-click it off of us as a buff before we can really start to use our healing abilities to get back up to full. Just a little bit of an annoyance there. Oh, this is an elite. Okay, interesting. Was not expecting that. I think we're in trouble here. Alright, if we're going to take on the elite, then we definitely have to switch up our runes. This is a super far run. I will see you guys in just a moment. Alright, we are back on top of the altar. Let's switch up our runes after we're done eating and drinking here. Whenever we do take on elite quests, it's still going to be best to use Sacred Shield, no matter what. So we'll get Sacred Shield up. Is there a better chest rune that we could use here? I mean, Aegis is probably, obviously, just better as well. I think that's all we really need to do. So every time we face an elite, these are the rune setups we're going to want to use. Let's get our seal up, let's get our shield up, and let's get back into this. we are getting trucked. Even with this going on right now, I don't even know if we can comfortably do this. Are these 2 elites? Yeah, we got 2 elites here and just kind of a normal. Let's get the normal guy down. It doesn't help that we're getting hit with lots of spells as well. And they have tons of mana. Yeah, this is going to be super tough. I think the big issue here is I really need them to stop casting spells specifically. Spells are killing us. As long as we can get through one of them, we'll be okay, but I'm starting to think that that's going to be maybe a little bit too difficult. We can remove the magic effects, which is good, but okay. Yeah, I don't think we can do this on our own. That's rough. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something else, I think. So once again, I'll see you guys in just a moment. Gonna run back. Probably gonna have to try something different. I'll theory craft our rune setup for a little bit. And if that doesn't seem like it's gonna work out, then we'll have to move on to something else. Alright guys, we are back. We're going to give this one final go. We're not going to have lay on hands for this, but the biggest reason why this is so challenging is that if these two dealt physical damage, this would be incredibly easy. It's the fact that they're casting. So we're going to have to use cleanse, I think, a lot. And I think we're also going to want to replace Avenger's Shield with Rebuke. I feel like that's the only way we're going to really get through this. Divine Storm, I don't know if this is going to be better than Aegis. It's tough to say. I think Aegis will have a little bit more impact this time around if we keep on top of Rebukes. So yeah, we're going to give this one more shot. Let me just double check everything here. This is going to be rough, but we'll see if we can get through it this time. And I'm really messing this up. Yeah, we're toast. Man, that's so frustrating. We missed our rebuke every single time. We hit rebuke on the wrong target every single time. This is a total disaster. I thought I saw somebody else heading up the stairs before. I no longer see the dot on our map. Did we actually get through what we were supposed to do there? I guess is the question that I have. Search the altar Azul. So we didn't actually have to kill anybody. Okay. Perhaps we could have just literally ran up there and just ran away. Alright, well, there is a silver lining at least. Let's switch our runes back over. Actually, let's not, just in case, because we do have to face Gamarita on the east coast. Could be another elite, if I'm not mistaken. Let's keep our current setup for now, just so we can handle that. Is going to be the only other thing that we have to do. Shouldn't be anything else to do in the hinterlands after that. And then we'll probably have some time to do something else. I think we'll head down to the Blasted Lands for a few. I think there's probably 3 or 4 quests that we can do down there in our low 50s. Alright, we have arrived at the coastline at the base of the Overlook Cliffs. Let's look for that turtle. We actually don't have to kill it, just have to take a picture of it, I believe. There is a Gamarita. And let us use the Super Snapper FX on it. Okay. Didn't like that. Let's just face him. We could run, but I think we can easily handle a melee specific mob. There we go, nice and easy. So much easier when you can actually block your enemy's attacks. Okay, now I think at this point we can switch back to Hollowed Ground, guarded by the lights, and Avenger's Shield. Once again, we've got a long run to take on, all the way back to Airy Peak. Once again, I will see you guys in just a moment. Alright, and we have returned to Airy Peak. Let's turn in the Altar of Zul and see if there are any follow-ups.
Well met. Be good. See you soon.
What a perfect quest to pick up as a follow-up. We are being sent to the Blasted Lands, exactly where we want to go. Now, I don't believe there are any flight points around the Swamp of Sorrows, because the flight point is going to be in Blasted Lands for us. So we're going to want to head over to Darkshire. And use our Hearthstone to make the trip a little less long. We'll make sure to empty our bags in our inventory, and then we'll head over to Darkshire.
Looking for something specific?
So many quest items in our bags, unfortunately. Something I want to get rid of. We're going to have to travel to Ruthven Village and Gadgetzan in order to do so.
What can I do for you?
Alright, and we are now on our way to Darkshire. I will see you guys once again in just a moment. And we are landing back in Darkshire now. I'm going to take the path east into the Deadwind Pass. And then into the Swamp of Sorrows. Before we do so, let's backtrack. It's a good thing that I checked for the quests here in Darkshire. We've actually got one here for supplies for the Nether Guard. We've got a lot of breadcrumbs to the Blasted Lands. And I know for a fact there's at least 2 or 3 quests that we can pick up there directly. Now, where is this one located? Watchmaster Soragal. Wondering if this is a lower level quest. And maybe that's why we cannot see the marker.
Light be with you.
Yep, definitely the case. Before the Power Stones expire. Interesting. Okay, how much time does it actually give us? I don't see a timer. Yeah, don't see a timer at all, so I'm not sure. maybe we are not timed for this. I think we'll head over to another guard keep anyway, just to settle in. We'll pick up the initial quests on the way into the zone, and then we'll go from there. Let's first traverse the Deadwind Pass and Swamp of Sorrows. Make sure we're going the right way here. And we're entering the Swamp of Sorrows now. I think the Blasted Lands should be pretty interesting. I've never actually quested in the Blasted Lands in a classic version of the game, even back in TBC and Wrath. Going from 1 to 58. It always seemed to be much more of an alliance-based zone than Horde. Whereas Horde probably got more quests within the Swamp of Sorrows. We're going to follow the road for as long as we can. We are going to hit Stonard at some point, and we'll have to veer off the road. Make sure we avoid the scouts on the road. Don't want to get flagged for PvP. Not too far of a run at all. And we are already entering the Blasted Lands. Should be interesting. Quest log is full, huh? That is a shame. What do we got here? We could probably get rid of our Searing Gorge quests. I think we can pick those up later. I think we'll have to for the time being. Oh my god, we've got so much more than just a couple of quests here. I did not realize.
Good luck, friend.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to get rid of a lot more of our Searing Gorge quests than initially anticipated. We've made some progress on those, but I think as
Be careful.
people start to funnel out of the lower 50s, we'll have more of an opportunity to complete those.
Good luck.
Yeah, very surprised how much there is to do here. So now that we've picked those up, let's take a little run over to Netherguard Keep, pick up the flight path, and do all that stuff before we start working on the zone itself. Welcome to Netherguard Keep. Since our quest log is full, let's go ahead and turn these 2 quests in first before picking up any others.
Well met. For the Alliance.
While we're here, let's check out the vendors as well. I feel like we've been forgetting to do that when we've been visiting new areas. There could be recipes that we're missing. Speaking of which, we've basically forgotten about alchemy, and that's a problem. There's a lot of elixirs and potions and whatnot we could be using. Hasn't been useful in a very long time for us.
Here there. Be good. Off with it.
Bring Necrum's medallion to Thaddeus Grimshade in the Blasted Lands. There's a troll in Zul'Farrak. Probably not going to pick this one up, I don't think. The disparity between quest levels for some of these quests is very interesting. We've got a quest that's level 57 and then a quest that's like level 48 or something. Very random. Let's scour town a little bit and see if we can find any interesting vendors. We'll check out this quest as well and see where it takes us. Ragnar Thunderblue.
Well met.
In Keranos in Dunmoreau. This is so interesting. This is also just so classic though. Going back to a starting zone. I don't want to hold on to the quest for now. I don't think it's going to be worth our time. Let's just take another quick look around before we head out and start doing stuff. Nothing interesting from the armor crafter.
Looking for something specific?
And nothing interesting within the keep itself. It's interesting. I thought there'd be a little more, but not really seeing anybody else at the moment that we can interact with. Yeah, just a lot of empty runes. Rooms, not runes. Alright, I think that's the best we're gonna do for Netherguard Keep. It's a little boring, but that's okay. Let's get out there and cull some of this wildlife. Looking for vultures, hyenas, and boars to kill. Hopefully the mob density is high. I'd like to make some big pulls right off the bat if we can. Looks like basilisks as well, and they're all kind of mixed together. We're really trying to get 4 at the same time, but I suppose we'll deal with the 3 right now. Oh, here we go. We got a little bit more. We do have to watch out for those stuns from the basilisks. Could cause us a little bit of a problem down the road. So, and that is how it generally plays out. You'll see that our mana is basically 100%, so we can keep fighting forever. And the goal is to try to bring down every enemy that we pull at once, so that our consecration can continue to heal us. It looks like we've already picked up some parts. We'll start making our way west and south to make some other bigger pulls. I think the basilisks in particular, we're gonna maybe want to only pull like 1 or 2 at a time at most. I suppose we do have Divine Shield at the very least to negate those stuns a little bit. Looks like we've got some competition today as well. Unfortunately, we've only got basilisks in this area. We're going to have to pull quite a few. We'll see how it goes. Nothing new there. Let's continue to head west. Hopefully we'll start seeing more. It's funny, I really wasn't expecting Blasted Lands to be so thoroughly farmed, even at this point. I guess I'm not sure what I was expecting, though. Yeah, wow, for our level range, there are 18 people in the Blasted Lands right now on Alliance side. That is more than I ever thought I would ever see from this zone. Yeah, man, this area is getting absolutely camped for all of these animals. Looks like they are respawning pretty quickly, though. Let's try it back down south again. blasted by this portal seeker. I think we're doing pretty good so far. The drop rate isn't too bad at least. And the respawn rates are pretty quick. You're definitely going to need a lot more basilisks though, that's for sure. Looks like we've got everything that we possibly need from the boars. We need a lot more basilisks, that's for sure. Looks like vultures as well. Let's go ahead and take a look for those. We'll head back east this time. Demons are chewing away at our mana, and it's definitely not fun. The basilisk and vulture parts are definitely going to be difficult to obtain. There's not a whole lot to go around. I wonder if you could take on the vultures and basilisks from different zones. Because that might be the way to go here, potentially. Otherwise, we kind of have to wait until we're all by ourselves. The other issue too is we're pretty much not done with any of our quests yet, because it looks like they all kind of rely on every single animal part. Alright guys, not a terrible start to the Blasted Lands. I think we're going to stop it right here for now. In the next one, we'll definitely continue with the Blasted Lands, anything in and around Netherguard Keep, and then we'll see where we need to go next. I think we still have a couple of other zones that have just one or two quests in there that we can finish off before we really take hold in a specific zone. We've got Ashara to go to, we still have Syrian Gorge and Burning Steps to go back to, and Ungoro as well. As always, I appreciate you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.